BBC Whoniverse.
You're watching the TGM production.
Tom Mason. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of WhoBox, the show where I talk in audio and sometimes visual about whatever I want in the world of Doctor Who. What you're about to hear is the audio for this week's episode of WhoBox. The show will be changing, developing and improving its format going forward, but I thought I would create a visual bit at the beginning to talk about this one thing. Within the Doctor Who universe, as we know, there's many different things. There's the different universes. I think at some point they should try and canonise within comic book, written work or big finish some fan original characters, not fan original Doctors. The fan original Doctors would be too complicated and all that, but get their fan original companions on board, or their fan original Masters, Dream Lords, you name it. I think that would be really interesting if there was big finish stories where, let's say Meg from DW 2012 appeared in a 10th Doctor audio or a 8th Doctor audio or whatever. That would be really brilliant. Now, I have a series on this channel, a web series, where I host a show where I talk about fan Doctor Who, and I give them a shout out. That's coming back. I host a show where I review Big Finish. That's coming back. The Raven Coolbread program's coming back. Albert Flowerpot program's coming back. Doctor Who Earthbound is coming back. Endpoint's coming back. Time Lords is hopefully coming back. So a lot of these things are coming back, and I'm trying to do more scripted, more drama, more comedy, more less presenty shows on this channel. So there'll be more of that going forward, and there'll be more Joshik. Why not? He is like a Godzilla type villain in the world of Doctor Who. So without further ado, here is the audio. Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of WhoBox, the audio, visual, the Who Knows show where I talk about anything. It's a spin-off of Chatterbox, but rather than being a spin-off, it's a spin-off of a podcast, but rather than it being a podcast, it's just a thing, because it means I can add visual elements, audio elements, but this is the audio only section of the show. Now, WhoBox, for anyone that hasn't seen it before, because it was a month ago when I last recorded an episode, it's a show where I talk about anything to do with Doctor Who, and because it's an audio only in the middle, really, there might be some visual bits in the beginning and at the end. Obviously, the title sequence and the closing sequence there. Yeah, but because it's audio only, it means that I can just talk and talk and talk. So we talk about Doctor Who. In recent months on the YouTube channel, Tom Mason, which is what this is on, if I can find the device, we've been talking a lot about the new children. We've talked a lot about things such as Whovie News, obviously. We met Mike Bike, who isn't a comedy character. He's a comedy figure for that. We talked about the companions. We talked about the fact about Georgia Tennant going to school with Colin Baker's daughter. And we also talked about the fact that David Tennant met Georgia Tennant on the set of The Doctor's Daughter. If I remember rightly, that was the name of the episode. Now, what we have to think about here is, when you think about Doctor Who, you try to think, well, there's only a certain amount of topics you can talk about, only a certain amount of things you can actually do with Doctor Who, and that's what I really want to be intrigued with. So, I have my own Doctor Who fan series, which is Doctor Who Earthbound. Then it has its spin-offs. Most recent spin-offs on the Thomas channel include Time Hoppers and Endpoint. Endpoint is basically about this man who works at this building, this sort of destination where Time Lords go when they think they're ready to regenerate. But also they look out in a Fred Claus type globe where they can see, and if they think no, they're not ready to finish, there's more they need to do, then this company can give Time Lords new regeneration lives, right? And so they've been keeping an eye on the fact that the Doctor's trapped in this alternate universe. Now, Doctor Who Earthbound is returning. Not soon, but it is going to be a return. At the moment, we're currently working on trying to find ways of making it better to return, because I do feel like it's becoming same old. So having these spin-offs like Time Hoppers, Endpoint, sort of really just help to just sort of keep the franchise going, whilst trying to work out how to bring back Doctor Who Earthbound for a future. There is some other spin-offs in the pipeline coming soon, and I'm just trying to work out how I get my comedy characters in there. Like, I've got Albert Falport is in Doctor Who Earthbound as the narrator. What really works well for the narrator being Albert Falport is that I could then branch out that in the Albert Falport universe, he got hired to play the narrator, because Albert Falport is the narrator, if you will. It also gives me just access to a sort of new thing that Doctor Who doesn't have. That's what's interesting about fan series for Doctor Who, really, is that people add new characters, add new original concepts. Yes, you might have the Fruit Pastel Doctor, the Red Doctor, the Purple Doctor. Yes, you've got those names for the Doctor, which they work really well, but it just does seem odd because we don't have that in the main franchise. They do add new original characters, new original companions, and I think it's really interesting. And I don't know why there's not been a fan original series for fan original companions to a companion-based support group, because that would have been a good Big Finish spin-off or a telly spin-off if we'd done that. The one from the BBC 100th anniversary special of Doctor Who, they could have done that with those companions, because I think it would have worked. There's aspects of it that would have worked really well, and I think what's interesting is that they ran out of that opportunity before, and Willie Russell could have appeared in like an episode or two, whether or not that was Big Finish or on telly, but hopefully someone understands that they've got gold mine there for this type of thing. They've got something there that would incredibly work, because you just have to think, what have I got? And if you've got something that could work, then use it. And that's what's interesting about fan versions of Doctor Who, is that if I said, oh, I've got this idea, if I've got enough resource, enough people and enough whatnot to make it actually happen, then I could create this my own thing that is incredible. Now, one thing that you will have noticed about this episode of WhoBox, inside the episode compared to the thumbnail. So the thumbnail is the traditional WhoBox thumbnail, but on the inside, the WhoBox image has turned black and white, and it may or may not have the bar at the top and bottom, because that's what I've been doing a lot on this channel. Overall, I think that they could have created a spin-off for the companion support group, but hopefully someone at Big Finish decides, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it with their characters, the companion that they've had in the Big Finish universe. Do that, because I think that'll be more incredible for Big Finish's side, because you can have Hebe Harris with the most recent 11th Doctor original companion. But I also want to, before we do disappear, there will be more episodes of Big Finish reviews. I'm going to be reviewing more Big Finish over the next coming years and coming months. So, please enjoy. There's going to be something at the end and something at the beginning, because I'm filming this first, so me saying hello now will be a duplicate of a second hello. So thanks for watching. Bye bye. And so, there we have it. We draw a close on this episode of WhoBox. We draw this close to this episode where we talk about all things Doctor Who. As I've said, Endpoint is returning soon, Doctor Who Earthbound will be returning, and more brand new Doctor Who Earthbound based spin-offs are coming. I do a lot of spin-offs because sometimes I want to develop characters, and sometimes I'm trying to work out what's the broader aspect of my Earthbound universe, whilst I'm trying to work out what do I do next for Doctor Earthbound, but I want to be able to showcase there's more in that universe than just what we see. There's more scripted stuff coming, as I've said, but this has been WhoBox. Good night.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel